Why is it that so many good godly women end up with men who don't deserve them? If this has ever happened to you, I want to break down the real reason and what you can do to change that. Hi, my name is Kalia Cooper, and I help successful single Christian women to be able to be on the path to marriage within as early as a year or less by breaking toxic dating patterns and stepping into their worth and being the magnetic woman that God created them to be. Today, we are talking about why good women attract the wrong men. Have you ever been there before? And how to fix it. So, here is the hard truth: being a good woman doesn't mean that you automatically have good discernment. Many women settle for less because they don't actually believe that better exists. They fear being alone or miss the red flags early on. For example, one of my clients stayed in a relationship for years with a man who didn't respect her faith and her value. She thought that she could fix him, but it left her heartbroken. Have you ever done that before? Because I know that I absolutely have. I was in a toxic, ungodly relationship for 3 years too long of my own. And so I know what it's like, trying to pull somebody along. And how many of you know that is not what God intended for us? And so when she joined my program, she learned how to be able to identify red flags, set boundaries, and attract men who aligned with her values. And she is now happily married to a man who honors and loves her. And so let me share this with you, is that attracting the wrong men, it's not about who you are. It's about the patterns that you have been stuck in. But you can break free and start choosing better today. And here's how to do that. So you want to start by evaluating a man by his track record and not just the things that he tells you. So he might tell you, "Oh yeah, I'm this man, like I do this, I got this going for me." But as you get to know him, and it doesn't have to take a very long time to spot these things, because when you know how to ask better questions in dating, and communication is a skill set that gets developed. It's not just something that, like, oh, people are just born with it. Like, um, it's an actual skill set. And like dating for marriage is a skill set. And so in that, you want to look at what has this man's track record been, not just what he is saying to me. Because a man can tell you all the right things, but there is going to be some fruit on his tree. There's going to be some evidence in his life that he is this man. Like, you're going to be, and so a lot of the times we can get excited about what a man says. He says, "Oh, I love the Lord. Oh, I'm this kind of man. Oh, I'm that." And then he's trying to get physical with you and you're like, "Wait, this isn't making sense." Or he's like, "No, I don't actually believe in saving myself for marriage. Like, I think that's, fine." And like, you realize that what he says doesn't align up with it doesn't line up with his actions. And a lot of the times what happens is we get into scarcity mode and a scarcity mindset because it feels like there's not a lot of good men pursuing you. And so the enemy's trying to trick you that there's not a lot of good men out there. And so you're like, "Oh, this is great. Like but he says he loves God, but he's saying all these things." And so when we're in a scarcity mindset, when it comes to men, it can be easy just to, "Oh, I'm eating his lies. Oh, I mean, like, it sounds good. It sounds good. Like, he might look good. He might, smell good, but on the inside, his fruit is rotten. His fruit is rotten, and there's going to be some things that are there. There's going to be some telltale signs. And I do have a video on, I think it's the three traits of a non-godly man, or go and look at my videos. It starts with the three, and it's talking about how to be able to to discern if he is a true man of God or not, in dating, how to spot red flags. And I have a video on how to spot green flags in a man. I think it's also 3 green flags, and then I think there's a 3 red flags video. So check that out. But in that, you want to be able to discern, okay, I'm not just believing what he says, but I'm looking at what he does, and I'm looking at his character, and I'm looking at, what is the fruit that is actually here on his tree? Because a good woman, she can attract both low quality men and high quality men. Everybody, like, I don't care if you are the best woman in the world, you will have, like, it's kind of like the light. The people are drawn to your light, good and bad people, unfortunately. And so it is our job to do our due diligence, to be a woman who can discern the red flags, so that you are not this amazing woman who is settling for these men that don't really treat you well, that they're not God's best for your life. And so if you're like, Kalia, I am tired of settling, you know that you are a good woman, you have so many things going for you, and you're like, I'm ready to attract the man that God has for me, go ahead and click the link to my resources below here. You can book a call with my team if you're like, I want to learn how I can work with you, or if you just like to take advantage of our free resources, those are down there as well. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next video.